Hello everyone and welcome. It's been a while since I've done a video, but this is going to be an unboxing. Well, more of a, it's not really unboxing because the game comes in a packet like this, but it'll come under the banner of, general banner of unboxing. Apologies first off if the volume's not very good, but I've lost my my microphone. So, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. Let's introduce the game to you. Ta-da! International Motorcycle Road Racing from Lamborn Games, and you can find this if you're interested on www.owzatgames.com. That's OWZATGAMES.com, and as it sort of suggests, it's motorbike racing as opposed to speedway. So let's have a look what you get. It's not PDF. You have to buy it, but you do have to cut things out. So first thing you get is a control sheet, keeps the number of laps, and then here is the circuit card, whether the circuit is a medium, long or short, and that helps to decide movement within the motorbikes. It's a lot different from Formula One racing, because Formula One racing, somebody gets in front and it's like that for the rest of the race, really. Motorbike racing can change in a blink of an eye, and so it's a lot more interesting and exciting. So you have your circuit card there, depending on the circuit, and you'll see what they are shortly. Card 1 and card 2 are the cards that are turned over for the motorbike's moves. Then you get the charts. You've got the mechanical wear chart, which is used in the race. You've got some starting grid charts, which are used in qualifying. Some more starting grid charts. And then on the other side of the mechanical wear chart, that other one is the one that I printed off, is the spill chart. And the reason I've got another mechanical wear chart is that, and it's the one thing that I have to say to Lamborn Games, if you're going to change something about this game, this might be worth doing, is to separate these two charts into two separate sheets, because these two charts are the ones that are used mainly during the race. So if you've not got them on separate charts, you're constantly doing this. And then you've got weather charts. If it's an additional rule, you can include weather, and these are all used for if you want to keep time of the race, etc., etc. And then you get several of their score sheets. Now, later on I might do another video of the qualifying race of my third race in my series, and I've created myself a chart, score sheet that's got most of the information on, saves me having to fill them out, but you do get these score sheets with them. Along with that, you obviously get the rule book, and we'll come to that in a moment. You get the International Road Racing cards, and effectively these are like fast action cards, and the sections are used for different things. You'll see them in the qualifying and in the race that I will video as well. So they're really the controllers of the game. You do get some dice, because you need 2 dice for some of the charts. And then you get the short, medium and long circuit charts. These are the ones that fit onto the sheet. If you just take a look at this, effectively you get a performance figure for each move, and it tells you how many card sections you're going to move up. It's a relative position race. You're not actually on it doesn't have a circuit as such. You move in sections, and so because of that, you have these section cards. There are a lot of them, and you have to cut them out. And effectively what you do is at the start of the race, there's certain ones that you have to start with, but I'll just put 3 out. So let's say we had this sort of setup, and each card represents roughly a second between the front of each card. So this position here is a second in front of this position here, is a second in front of this position here. And effectively what you do is, with the performance, it will tell you where to put the motorbikes on each turn, and you place them on these charts. And as you can imagine, as things get further and further into the race, you end up with more and more of these, and it says put them left to right. You're going to need a huge amount of space. I've created a circuit, although it wouldn't be fair for me to take the credit for it, because I got it off an idea of one of the guys on the Facebook group, but I'll show you that later, and I will give him a mention later on probably during the race. But effectively, you move your men around, your bikes around on these charts, and if you're at this end, you're in the lead, and if you're at this end, you're at the back. And you'll see how it works when I give you the when I actually run one of the races. But there are some of them that are numbered, as you can see here. This is number 52, and it gives you a certain section to start with. And what I'll do in the race is I'll start off using these, probably do 3 laps with these, and then I'll get the track out that I have, and I will use that because it's a lot more easier to see it. But I think they're called, in fact, I'll tell you what they're called, because I can have a look in the rule book and it will tell me. They are called the race progress cards. But anyway, we'll get to that. Rulebook, pretty small rulebook. I think there's about 8 pages. First one is telling you about how the idea behind what it is. These are the rules, how to prepare, setting up the race, the practice and qualifying. And what I do, I'm doing the Superbikes 1999 championship, and it's 26 motorcyclists, and the first 20 go into the actual race. So last 6 don't make it into the race itself. The lap procedure, what happens every time there's a lap, and the only difference is on the final lap when these numbers here become significant, because effectively what you're doing to start with is if you're in this box, then you're in the leading group, and if you're in the next box, you're in the next group. So it doesn't really sort of tell you who's in the lead. It's up to your imagination if you wish, but the last lap decides the positioning at the end. So we'll go through that during the race. Optional weather charts, other optional rules, and effectively that's it. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your auntie. You fill your score sheet in, you do your race calculations, and again that'll be done through the qualifying, and I'll take that, and then you run the race. This game is actually 4 different cycle races in one. You have the 125cc, 250cc, and 500cc championships from 1999, and it tells you down here the number of laps. The 500cc is 16 laps, and the tire allowance is 5. I'll go back to my score sheet and show you that. 250cc is 12 laps, tire allowance 4, 2 if it's raining, if it's bad weather. 125cc 12 laps, tire allowance 2. For the Superbikes, it's 10 laps, and the tire allowance is 3. So that's your World Championship ratings. And then on this, you have the Superbike ratings. These are riders and the machines that they ride, the number of points they actually got. OR, if we look in the rule book, is overall rating, I believe. That's one of my dogs barking in the background because she's not getting any attention. Overall rating. This is if there's rain and it affects that rating. The skill level is an A, B, C, or a D, and the start is only used for starting, and again it affects what you put on the score sheet. Then you have the Superbikes actual championships that they run. Tells you what circuit car to use. As you can see, most of these are medium. There's a long, so short will never get used. Medium and long and short, so you use one of those. This is the standard time if you want to keep times for qualifying. And again, I'll show you when I do the qualifying video how that works. And then here it says the tire allowance is 3, and the points for the positions are in there. And then over this page, you've got the 125s, the 250s. Oh, Valentino Rossi there. And on the back page, and on the last page is 500cc drivers. So I better show you the drivers, aren't I? They come on a single A4. You have to cut them out. You get the bases, and effectively it's just a picture of a bike with a number, and that's the number that's from the list I've just shown you in the ratings. My wife keeps pinging me. She's off to Manchester today, so gives me the chance to do this. Right, so effectively you run the race and things can happen during the race, such as tyre wear and mechanical wear. And so what I've done with my score sheet, if I can just bring this down a bit to make it look a bit bigger. So I've got my rider name, flag of the nationality, the manufacturer, the current points that they have in the championship, and I'm on race 3 here. And as you can see, Colin Edwards here is injured, so he won't be taking place. Then all the stuff that I need, the qualifying time. Again, I'll show you how to do that when it comes to the qualifying, the grid position, the grading, which is used to throw out the race. And then you've got these tires, 3, 2, 1, 0. If they get to 0 and they get another tire wear, then they're done. They have to retire because their tires are no good. Mechanical wear starts at 0, and as you go up, when you roll on the mechanical wear chart, there's more chance of you having a problem with your motorbike, which could affect your grading, or it could actually end your race. And the more mechanical wear calls you get, the more chance you have. I think in the first one you've only got there's only 3 numbers you can roll that will give you mechanical wear. Final will be the final position in the race, points for that race, and then the points afterwards, and that's all there is to it. So hopefully in a short while I'll do the qualifying for race 3 Superbikes Phillip Island in Australia, and I hope you can join me for then. Until then, goodbye.